Hello, my friends. Welcome to our channel, The Human Journey. Today, in this video, we'll explore how, since the dawn of humanity, faith has been decisive in the conquest of power. I kindly ask you to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel to not miss any new episodes. So, shall we dive into the video? Chapter 1. The Awakening of the Sacred. Since the beginning, humankind has raised its eyes to the sky, seeking answers that the earthly world could not provide. The thunder echoed as the voice of the gods, the sun shone as an eternal eye, watching everything, and death remained the great mystery, a portal to the unknown. There, faith was born. It was not a structured religion, but an inner flame, igniting fear, hope, and the search for meaning in existence. Amid the chaos of nature, storms, droughts, cycles of life and death, humankind created the sacred to bring order to the invisible, to soothe the anguish of the unknown. Tribes gathered around totems, rituals, and symbols, dancing under the light of the bonfire, chanting songs that connected the human to the divine. It was the beginning of something greater than any empire, the belief that human destiny was not written solely on earth, but also in the beyond, in spiritual realms that transcended the flesh. This connection with the intangible brought unity to primitive communities, transforming tribal leaders into mediators of the divine, whose words seemed to carry the will of the heavens. Stone altars, cave paintings, and offerings marked the ground as testimonies of this quest. Faith, then, became the first form of power, capable of uniting hearts and minds, guiding actions, and shaping societies long before crowns and swords. The sacred was the foundation upon which humankind began to build its history, an invisible thread that still resonates in our souls today. Chapter 2. Gods, Kings, and Commandments. Over the centuries, faith transcended primal instinct and took on a structured form, shaping the foundations of the first civilizations. Gods, once whispers in nature, now inhabited grandiose temples, carved in stone and adorned with gold. Priests, interpreters of the divine, raised their voices, while kings proclaimed themselves chosen by the heavens. The power comes from the gods. This idea transformed rulers into near-mythical figures. In Egypt, pharaohs were living gods, their authority unquestionable as incarnations of Horus or Ra. In Mesopotamia, the Code of Hammurabi was presented as a divine mandate, carved in stone to legitimize the social order. The throne and the altar became inseparable, an alliance that shaped nations. The more the people believed, the easier it was to govern hearts, uniting multitudes under a single vision. Priests and kings manipulated symbols and rituals, creating narratives that gave meaning to life and death. Thus, faith became a subtle tool of power, more effective than the sword, for it dominated not only bodies, but souls. This union between the divine and the political paved the way for empires, where belief not only justified authority, but made it sacred, a silent dominion that echoed beyond the walls. Chapter 3. The Fire of the Scriptures. Writing was the breath that immortalized faith, transforming divine whispers into eternal truths. With it, the word of the gods gained form, weight, and unshakable authority. From Egyptian papyri, which narrated the journey of the dead to the afterlife, to Hebrew scrolls, which recorded the commandments of Yahweh, humankind found in writing the power to fix the sacred. The Holy Book became stronger than armies, for it not only united peoples but defined right and wrong, shaping values and guiding nations for generations. Texts like the Torah, the Quran, and the Vedas were flames that warmed hearts and ignited spiritual revolutions. No one dared to extinguish this fire, for it carried promises of salvation and threats of damnation. When the sword failed, dividing peoples by force, the written word triumphed, uniting them through the Spirit. Scribes dedicated their lives to preserving these texts, while pilgrims carried them across deserts and mountains. The scriptures crossed empires, from ancient Egypt to Rome, surviving the fall of kingdoms and shaping the course of history. They were more than words. They were the foundation of civilizations, the voice of the divine that echoed beyond time, guiding humanity in its search for meaning. Chapter 4. Empires of Faith. Rome, Byzantium, and Islam understood an immutable truth. To dominate faith was to dominate the world. Religion, once a refuge for the soul, became a weapon of empires. Crusades and jihads were fought, temples and mosques were erected, entire civilizations converted by force or by the word. Kings and popes divided crowns and blessings, while caliphs wielded the divine word as a banner. Armies marched under sacred flags, transforming blood into sacrifice and conquests into divine missions. At the height of this fusion between faith and power, belief justified everything: wars, expansions, even genocides. In Rome, Christianity united a fragmented empire. In Baghdad, Islam flourished in centers of knowledge. But amid the ashes of conflicts, unexpected lights emerged. Gothic art raised cathedrals to the heavens, Arab science preserved Greek knowledge, and monk scribes safeguarded wisdom in monasteries. This paradox defined the era. The faith that drove wars also inspired beauty and progress. The divine impulse, which humankind had sought since the caves, continued to shape the world, sometimes with destruction, sometimes with creation, in an eternal conflict between the sacred and the human. Chapter 5. The Schism of Consciousness. Power, even divine power, corrupts when it crystallizes into dogma. When faith turned into tyranny, with indulgences bought and heretics burned, human consciousness rebelled. The Protestant Reformation, led by Luther, tore the veil of papal authority, preaching that salvation came from individual faith, not intermediaries. The Enlightenment, with Voltaire and Rousseau, pitted reason against the altar, challenging millennia-old dogmas. Temples trembled, and free will became the new gospel. Humankind questioned the sacred, not to destroy it, but to rediscover it within themselves. The flame of faith did not go out. On the contrary, it fragmented into 1,000 forms of belief, from Protestant churches to secular philosophies. Each individual became their own priest, seeking the divine in their soul, not just in the words of clerics. This schism redefined the world, planting the seeds of modernity, freedom of thought, and democracy. Faith, once a monopoly of institutions, became a mirror of human diversity, reflecting the aspirations, doubts, and hopes of a new era. Chapter 6. The Era of Ideologies. Over the centuries, humankind replaced gods with ideals, but the mechanisms of faith remained intact. Power, now secular, wore new masks. Nations, flags, and charismatic leaders became the new objects of devotion. Faith in the invisible gave way to belief in progress, science, and reason. But the human heart, hungry for meaning, remained unchanged. What was once religion transformed into politics, revolution, and ideology. Communism promised an earthly paradise. Nationalism exalted the nation as a deity. Figures like Lenin, Hitler, or even icons of liberalism became modern prophets, guiding masses with speeches that echoed sermons. Altars were replaced by podiums, but the fervor was the same. Revolutions, like the French or Russian, set the world ablaze, promising redemption through new systems. The ancestral cycle began anew. Humankind, in search of purpose, raised new temples, now called ideologies, and followed new messiahs, even without calling them so. Science, though liberating, also became dogma for some, proving that the need to believe transcends eras and forms. Chapter 7. The Renaissance of the Soul. In the 21st century, faith and power remain intertwined, but the temples are now digital, economic, and cultural. Influencers with millions of followers take on the role of priests, preaching from virtual pulpits like YouTube and Instagram. Social media has become modern altars where likes and shares measure devotion. Humankind, connected by screens, still seeks balance between technology and transcendence, between the material and the spiritual. Brands sell purpose, algorithms shape beliefs, and the global economy dictates new dogmas. But the true revolution lies not in servers or trends, it lies within us. The future belongs to those who understand that power without faith is empty, unable to inspire, and faith without purpose is blind, lost in illusions. The journey of humanity, from caves to the digital age, shows that our essence remains. We seek meaning, connection, a reason to exist. It is up to us today to rekindle the inner flame, question the new altars, and build a world where faith and power serve the soul, not the ego. If this journey has inspired you, like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, The Human Journey, turn on the notification bell to not miss any new episodes, and dive with us into this series that explores how the human mind shaped the world we live in. Share your reflections in the comments below and join us in this human and spiritual revolution. And don't forget to send this video to that friend of yours who also loves epic stories. A big hug to everyone, stay with God, and see you next time.